In today's video, I want to share a story that changed me forever. A story of love, longing, and an awakening I never expected. Stay with me until the end, because every twist matters, and I promise you will feel this story deep in your soul. My name is Elena Carter. I am 27 years old, born and raised in Savannah, Georgia. On the surface, my life seemed picture perfect. A steady marriage, loyal friends, and a job that paid the bills. To everyone else, I looked like a woman who had it all. But deep inside, I carried a restlessness I could no longer silence. A quiet whisper asking, "Is this really all there is?" For years, I followed the path expected of me. Graduate. Marry at the right age. Keep the peace. Smile when I was tired. Sacrifice small pieces of myself to maintain stability. And for a while, I convinced myself that was enough. But life has a way of unraveling the truths we try hardest to hide. My unraveling began with a trip. One I almost refused. My husband and I were invited by our longtime friends, Daniel and Clara, to spend a weekend at their countryside home, just a couple of hours outside the city. Daniel's family owned a sprawling property there, fields stretching endlessly, towering oaks, and a farmhouse that carried history in every creak of its wooden floors. At first, I thought of it as nothing more than a break from routine. But I was wrong. That weekend would awaken a part of me I had buried for years. From the moment we arrived, I felt it. The air was sweeter, the silence more profound, the land itself alive with a rhythm I couldn't ignore. Daniel was eager to show us the property. The vegetable garden. The old well. The clusters of wildflowers blooming wherever they pleased. And then, almost as an afterthought, he led us to a weathered barn tucked away behind the oaks. It looked ordinary. But the moment I stepped inside, my heart shifted. And that is where I saw him. A magnificent stallion, his coat shimmering under the last rays of sunlight streaming through the wooden slats. His name, Daniel told us, was Orion. Strong, untamed, commanding. Yet in his eyes I saw something else. Depth. Mystery. A reflection of something I could not name but felt deep within me. While everyone admired him politely, I could not look away. His presence unsettled me. Not with fear, but with an intoxicating pull. It wasn't just his beauty, though he was breathtaking. It was what he represented: wildness, freedom, a refusal to be caged. A mirror to the parts of myself I had denied for too long. From that moment, I was changed. The days fell into rhythm, long breakfasts, lazy afternoons, evenings spent under the stars. Yet my mind, my body, my very soul kept drifting back to the barn. At first, I visited out of curiosity. But soon, it became ritual. Every morning, I found myself slipping away, searching for Orion. Sometimes I would stand quietly, watching him move with grace that felt almost human. Other times, I would place my hand against his warm coat, feeling his steady breath beneath my palm. And in those stolen moments, the world outside ceased to exist. There were no expectations, no masks, no roles. Just me. Raw. Awake. Alive. The barn became my sanctuary, and Orion my silent confidant. I whispered fears I had never shared, longings I had buried, secrets I dared not voice to my husband. And in his stillness, I felt heard. Not judged. Not dismissed. Just accepted. But with every visit came guilt. I was married. I loved my husband. And yet, I couldn't deny the way Orion made me feel, not as a woman defined by her roles, but as a soul rediscovering itself. One night, unable to sleep, I whispered to my husband words I had kept hidden for too long. I told him I felt like there was more to me than the life I had been living. That I was craving something deeper, more intimate, more alive. He looked at me with confusion, maybe even fear. He didn't understand. How could he? Because what I didn't confess was that so much of this awakening was tied to Orion. As the days passed, I began to dread leaving. Because I knew the Elena who had stepped into that barn would never be the same woman who returned to the city. Looking back now, I realize it wasn't just about Orion. It was about what he represented: freedom, authenticity, desire unshackled from rules and expectations. He mirrored back to me the woman I was always meant to be. Love, intimacy, awakening, they don't always arrive in ways we can explain. Sometimes they come quietly, in unexpected places, through unexpected connections. Sometimes they break us open in order to set us free. So, let me ask you, have you ever been awakened by something or someone in a way that shook your soul and forced you to see yourself differently? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if this story touched you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful, intimate tales from Moonlight and Roses.